Hi, my name is Karla, and I'm one of the kids ministry directors here at Rema Central. I grew up in the church, not this church, but the childhood church I grew up in. Um, and honestly, I had a lot of hidden hurt growing up as a kid, as a teenager, that I honestly thought I had dealt with, even as a young adult. Before I got here to Rama Central, I really thought I had dealt with all those things, but I was very wrong. All of those hidden hurts that I thought I had dealt with, led me to make bad decisions, looking for the love that I had desired all my life for my family. My family was always my biggest prayer as a kid, but didn't exactly work out how I thought it would. Um, so I made choices out of anger, resentment, and unforgiveness, but I would always make those choices um, in a hidden way. Like nobody ever knew I was making these decisions. I was always the good church girl growing up, the one that was in the worship team, and um, I never, nobody ever knew the decisions. Everyone just thought I was good Carlita, all the things. But when I got invited to go to the restoration retreat, um, I was invited by one of the leaders here at Rema. Um, I was going with a lot of strangers at the time, strangers. And it was a little bit uncomfortable because I was new at the church. I was still kind of like deciding whether or not to come here. But now those strangers are considered to me family, the ones that are always there for me on a daily basis. Ever since I came to this church, now I've been here for probably like 3 years. But my experience at the restoration retreat was so amazing. I had never felt so loved by a church, by a community of all ages. Like just seeing young kids, youth working there with such a passion for others, and just seeing all these volunteers just ready and willing to serve you. It was so uncomfortable in a way where I couldn't accept that love because I had never seen like so many people at once being pouring so much love into all these people who were coming into the restoration retreat, and they never seemed tired, but I bet they were. And that really caught my attention, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to stay here at Rema Central, was because of the loving community, and I definitely knew I was going to grow because I saw these volunteers and how much work, how much passion they had. Like it almost made me want to desire what they have in a way, because I was like, I want to be like that. They seem like they have true joy. They seem not like this fake joy that I would always present, because I knew that you have to be a kind person at church, all the things, but this felt so genuine, so real. They would follow up with you, they would pray with you on the spot, and that made me feel so welcomed and loved here. Um, now my life after the restoration retreat, after these 3 years, it's been quite a walk with the Lord. It's been quite a walk with my friends here, with my leaders here, with the community here. I have definitely grown so much. It's actually very unbelievable for me to even, I don't know, think how far I've gone, how many opportunities, how many doors have opened that I would have never imagined, that the Lord would have like revealed or revealed to me all these new things, like just these gifts that I didn't know that I had. But I was able to join other ministries and not just be stuck in one, and then see how many things I am good at rather than just sticking to one thing. And then just growing with the Lord, building a relationship with Him. Because although I did grow up in the church, I never had a relationship with the Lord. I never read the Bible. I never prayed. I never, or if it was prayer, it was very short. I always felt like I was doing it wrong. But here, just seeing everybody do it together, do life together, read the Bible together, and just pray together, help me push myself to want what they have and build that relationship with the Lord. Yeah, and I began to get to know Him and not just serve Him and attend the church and always have that unfulfilled feeling, even that unfulfilled feeling of still coming to church, but feeling empty in a way because of the lack of relationship I wasn't building, or the lack of relationship that I never built growing up. Now I feel free from unforgiveness. One of the things that I took away from this restoration retreat and where the Lord really healed me was in unforgiveness. I thought I understood what forgiving was, and I honestly really just thought it was a sorry and you forget and you move on. But it's more than that. I didn't know that unforgiveness brings anger and resentment and all these other negative feelings. I was so ignorant of those things. But after the Lord kind of worked with me in forgiving those who had hurt me, that's when the Lord started to work with me more and more. My biggest prayer had always been my family. As a kid growing up, like, God, restore my family. Like, Lord, I want my parents to be together. I want my family to just be normal, where we can be in one house, all the things. But like how I mentioned at the beginning, it wasn't that way. It actually went the complete opposite way. My dad ended up passing away when I was a teenager. And I was like, well, that's it. Like, there's no way of my family being restored. And it just went downhill from there. My mom remarried, and then my sisters grew up. They started feeling this resentment as well. So my sister started feeling this resentment, and with them also feeling that way, it kind of turned us against each other, all of us, like from me to my mom to my younger sisters, with each other. Like, we were just so angry at each other. We all wanted the same thing. We all wanted to be loved, but we couldn't love each other. And I would always pray to God, like, God, like, can you restore my family? Like, I'm tired of this. I'm sure they're tired of this. And I would pray about that a lot. That was probably like the only prayer I would pray on a daily, even if it was short, because that was my biggest desire my whole entire life. So when I came to the restoration retreat and they focused on forgiveness, that one really touched my heart, because once the preaching went on and they started praying, and that's when I started to realize, like, oh my gosh, I never forgave my family, and I also never asked for forgiveness. Like, I've never truly understood what that meant. And when I just gave it all that day, that weekend, I felt so free. I felt like I understood what love was. Being able to forgive myself for decisions that I made, forgive my family for the mistakes we made with one another, really brought a lot of freedom into my life. And if I wouldn't have forgiven myself or my family, I don't think I would have had the love to even push and truly fight and pray and fast and encourage my family, and then just be there for them and hear them out and be patient all of those things honestly came from the Lord, because I didn't have before. But God is still working with my family, and now I can say that I have faith that He is going to do it. True faith that God is going to do it. And I've seen Him work these past years, you know, at His time, in His moments. But it first started with myself, and I thought He was just going to like do a miracle of just like, oh, I'm gonna heal all of you and your family's gonna be restored. But He honestly did it in an unexpected, He's doing it in an unexpected way. And He started with myself, with me first forgiving, and then God is gonna do what He has to do and work with my family as, you know, He continues to move. But yes, that's my testimony of the restoration retreat.